Hello. So today outside is a smoke-filled dystopia. I was staring at the sun today, and it's just this like pale little ineffective circle up through all the smoke. It's been crazy. But in here, it's also a smoke-filled dystopia, or at least that's what we're trying to create. So I talked about it, I think a month and a half ago, the idea of setting up a 3D viewport and then projecting it onto a wall so we can grab bits here and then over there on the wall. Woo! It all kind of works together, and it's really quick to kind of line stuff up. Like ideally, we'd have a camera with a like a Vive tracker or something on it, so we could flow that motion into Blender and have the virtual camera moving, so the parallax and all of that works also in the projection, which would be very cool. But right now, we're just kind of using it as a static background, and it works okay. So we set it up to so that it would work from this angle right here, and I have some kind of dummy geometry in there for the phone booth so they can actually cast shadows into the virtual environment if we want to. So I'm using some of those kit bash buildings to kind of for the main form, but then I'm using a bunch of my specifically shot elements to kind of try to give it a little bit of life. And I have a bunch of these little they're just emission cubes with an emission texture, parented to slowly spinning empties, and that's creating all of this like nighttime air traffic, which is kind of fun. It's all working really good, and I learned a lot. Like the black level is very important for the screen, and because Caitlin just made a music video, she painted everything just as white as possible. Any light hitting this screen is bouncing off like the white floor and relighting the screen, which means the black level is never going to be as black as maybe you'd want. But I'm trying to build in, like you can see here, like if we're filming through glass, that doesn't, it's a diffusion kind of layer, and so that doesn't matter as much. I love that though. Look at that, like the scratches. Oh, that's very cool. So I've got this black fabric down here, and that's helping quite a bit. If we were to be doing something like a car movement. Yeah, and just having like this go by, in the background. I could set up a thing really quick that would loop, and just having that going outside the window is very exciting. Or, I still got all of the big pieces of the Cyberpunk set, all the different flats, so I could build that, and then I could just have like a little patio with just an actual view going on in the background, like little ships floating around, and like, banners waving and doing whatever you want. And I think that's really, really cool. I like the idea of using the projector specifically, just because a lot of people can get their hands on a projector, and projector technology is getting cheaper all the time. I'm using a laser projector because you can really get those nice rich black levels, but those are still like fairly pricey, so that might not be available to everybody just yet. But that's where I'm working really hard to see like what types of cheats can you do to help justify maybe an imperfect black level. And that's where adding a little bit of diffusion, or steam into the scene, or filming through a window, or honestly just having the scene be really bright helps a lot. Let's see what happens if I just like crank the light here. Well, that looks it looks not great, but yeah, the gimbal's kind of has a mind of its own here. But it does mean that the having a perfect black level doesn't matter so much if you have a nice bright scene. In fact, okay, here I'm gonna hide all of this, boop, and load in an HDRI. Let's do an exterior one. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Obviously, right now this is still lit for being a cyberpunk nighttime phone booth. But if I try to light myself independently and kind of try to match this exterior a little bit, this could actually be kind of just a quick drag and drop, load in the HDRI, and there's the environment. I wonder, actually, okay, if I were to, because I've got like some 12-year-old projectors, just really old. They've got, one of them got like a big burnt line going down the middle of it that like just somebody gave me once. But I could use that to like shine it at a diffusion panel and just have that bounce light lighting me if I angle it so it doesn't hit like the background, and then maybe I could actually have the HDRI lighting the rest of the environment too, which could be interesting. I want to try that now, actually. But yeah, I just want to kind of give you guys an update of where this stuff is at. I did the the Kit Bash 3D Lightbox Game Day talk today, which was, I've been spending most of my time the last week getting that all prepped. I've got a bunch of stuff I'm really excited to upload to the Patreon. I've just been, turns out every aspect of like trying to get the feed from the camera into the computer, trying to get all of this stuff synced, trying to get every single step ended up being like a mini project. But now I'm out of that. I'm kind of relaxing a little bit, and I'm excited to get back into regular scheduling. So yeah, I will talk to you guys soon.